Hello everyone and welcome back to Let's Play Europa Universalis for MEIOU and Taxes 3.0 with me, Mepper, and the Osmanli Devleti. So the year is 1369, it's 7th of October, and Hungary has just finished its conquest of northern Bulgaria. They've gotten the provinces of Lovech, Tarnovo, and Serdica. And I have a little bit of a problem with that. The reason is that if we now attack Bulgaria and take any of their territory apart from Yambol and Anhialo, we are going to have direct border with Hungary. And while I'm not really that worried, I should be, because they have a junior partner of Poland and Transylvania, and they get a bunch of other relations that can turn into alliances. So fighting them all, I mean, when we look at it right now, if we added Karamanets, yeah, look at that, they get 42,000 men while we're sitting at about 19,000. Even with Karamanets, we would be at about slightly more than half that they have. So this whole plan is a bust right now. There really isn't much of a choice for us but to abandon the conquest of Bulgaria for now. Or we could just attack them, loot them, and then show superiority, or force them to pay us something. Still got war deaths. The province trauma is 10.28%. Yeah, all of the provinces were looted. So I'm not even sure if it's worth it. But we don't really have any other targets. The only other target are the Knights Hospitaller. But there we're facing Venice. I mean, it is a little bit of a more of an even fight if we invite all of our allies, but still not a great one, unless we will somehow make Venice leave us alone, which I can tell you we won't be able to. And their fleet is way too big for us to fight, so it is a little bit of a pickle. We need to keep an eye on all of our opponents. There's also this Inanjid province here which we could take, but they are allied with Knights Hospitaller somehow, with Karamanets and Aydinids, so it would mean we lose allies, and there's just so many more troops on their side than on us already. So, it's not great. On the slightly better front, we now have our first Doe Raider finished. It is protecting trade in the area of what is this called? Aegean Sea, and we're building another ship. Our army is drilling in the meantime as well. We're starting to get a pretty good result, and the desire for autonomy in our vassals has lowered. So, it's a process. It is a process. Yeah, 57, really. Come on, guys. Relations 70, and they are still unhappy. How come? So, Hungarian inheritance. Excellent. Hungary is a... what? So now Hungary is a temporary junior partner of... okay, and Poland has a separate king. Okay, I'm not gonna say that Bohemia is better, because they are, I think, about the same strength as Poland at this point, but that's not great. That is not great. Generally speaking, the situation in Europe is a little bit unfavorable to us, because Hungary is blobbing already and they're defending their territory while we are doing our best to not lose any more army allowance. It went down from 12 to 11, so even the army that we have right now is too big. Oh, to 10, great. So that means we're not even making any money right now. Great. Innovativeness is decreasing. Okay, well, we have reached the minimum, so we can get our technologies now. Wet grinding, we're gonna get the Yellow Army tradition of +1 for 10 years. So let's get that. Wet grinding was a technique used in the manufacture of gunpowder. Distilled spirits were poured over the powder before grinding it together into a paste, which was allowed to dry and then rolled into balls. In this way, the separate components of the gunpowder did not separate during mixing, and the balls resisted moisture and, when crushed shortly before firing, provided gunners with a pre-measured amount of gunpowder for each shot. All this dramatically improved the ability of armies to manufacture, transport, and use gunpowder. So if you get a little bit of land morale, not naval morale, but land morale, 0.06 to be quite precise, and we have a new heavy infantry, including the Ottoman Janissaries, and we have a new cavalry available. So we're gonna, of course, go with the Janissaries, because they are the best ones. Upon capturing a major heathen city, the Turks would enslave its inhabitants. They would serve on farms learning Turkish and the Muslim faith, then would be conscripted into the army. After the capture of Edirne swelled their ranks to unheard of levels, the Sultan formally created the Janissary Slave Corps. At first, their organization was inspired by the Ghazi warriors who made up early Turkish armies, but over time they began to develop their own military organization and culture. They were paid a monthly salary and lived in barracks, promoted by seniority and retired with pensions. They fought with bows, slings, crossbows, and javelins, and were famous for their discipline and morale. They wore distinctive white felt caps which showed their origin as holy warriors. So they got shock of 3, defensive shock of 2, offensive morale of 1, and defensive morale of 5. And the cavalry. So we had the Derbent Light Cavalry, and now we can... Wait, no, we had the... Which one do we have? The Muslim Cavalry. Okay, and the Derbent Light Cavalry has 1 more offensive shock and 1 more defensive morale. The Akinji were useful cavalry, but their limited numbers were a liability that would eventually be their undoing. As the Turks expanded, they began to include other tribes and conquered heathen as auxiliary cavalry to expand their army, including Anatolian and Yoruk tribesmen and eventually Crimean Tatars. These tribesmen fought from horseback with lances and bows, but were not a disciplined fighting force and were not always completely loyal. Despite these flaws, they made up a significant part of the Turkish army. Okay, so that's that. We can next get the 4 castles, which are going to give us global trade power +20 for the next 10 years. Ships' castles are wooden towers raised above the main deck, usually one on the bow, forecastle, and sometimes another one on the stern, aftercastle. Castles provided a vantage point during skirmishes and gave marines protection and archers better range in battle. The Vikings were known to use them as early as the 8th century, but it would not be until much later that they were constructed as part of a ship rather than added later. This made them more durable and helped distinguish warships from merchant vessels. So we get extra naval morale and treasure junk. That's probably for China. And now poll tax. We get urban production efficiency +1%, yearly corruption reward by 0.05, and rural production efficiency +1%, and we get... Oh wait, these are the bonuses that we get. Okay, for next 10 years. Good. Medieval taxes fell almost entirely on landowners. As the number of peasants fell, many were impoverished by land taxes and demanded tax reforms. The results were the first poll taxes, which placed a tax on every man, woman, and child in the nation. It simultaneously strengthened the state, while weakening the very class of people who had asked for it in the first place. And it allows us to get another idea group. Well, I was originally thinking about standing army on the naval ideas, but we can't get them because both of our current idea groups are from the military branch. So we can either go with administrative ideas or diplomatic ideas. Where I'm interested in the trade ideas, the aristocracy ideas, bureaucracy or economic ideas. And I think that in the end we might go with... I mean, the administrative ideas were also good. Decisions. I mean, aristocracy gives us increased Euro prestige and lowers naval tax cost. And get extra diplomatic reputation and relations. And we lower the prestige decay. Culture ideas were not that interesting. Or diplomacy ideas. Ideas as well, as they give a huge boost to diplomatic reputation, give us relations. Bureaucracy increases administrative efficiency and centralization. Okay, you know what? Let's go with... We're gonna go with bureaucracy and then aristocracy next. Okay, so the first would be the professional administration. And we're gonna get extra Euro army professionalism as well. Interesting. And it's gonna allow us to get the national ideas as well. What do we have here? The Seljuks, Persian influences. Or do we have those already? Wow, now we gain the core province. Okay, so let's call you both. Let me see. The Seljuks. No, we got them all, I think. But why are these two like major ideas? It's a little bit weird. The Janissaries. Nice. As our Beylik enters a new phase of expansion and consolidation, our experienced and veteran tribal host has been taking new forms and new identity. The emergent synthesis between Rumeli recruitment and our Turk traditions has led to a great number of volunteers and conscripts alike entering a new force, enduring rigorous training to ensure they are prepared to face the infidels and beyond. So we gain 10 prestige. Military technology cost is lowered by 10% until the end of the game. And until 29th of January 1381, we get manpower recovery speed and recruitment cost reduction and increase of 43% respectively. Okay. Now when's our truce ending with you? This year, July. We would have to... Could we still go... They still don't have a lot of provinces. So it might be good to attack the Rumeli first. Okay, you still disloyal? You are. Local fortification expert discovered. Our loyal Bey in Bursa report that the local man, Murad Beyaz, has some rather intriguing ideas on how to create better fortifications. However, he is reluctant to leave his hometown. Let him stay. Give us the local defensiveness. I don't mind that. Okay, the second ship is going to be done in 289 days. We don't have enough money. We could try to get this and this province from Rumeli. Because we will definitely not be able to take Lesbos yet again. Though they have only 6 ships now. The castle's still not finished though. We're being quite forcibly peaceful here. Isn't much that we can do in regards to their actions or actions of anyone else. Chalkidike, Constantinopolis, Lesbos. Chalkidike is over here. That looks like a really great natural harbor. Yeah. And that's silver. Oh, that reminds me, I don't think I mentioned Bursa became a minor center of learning, which is great. It actually gives us a little bit of extra prestige and institution spread, which is good. And we finished the amenities rank 2. So hopefully that's gonna work. The operations should start increasing. 36,110. Well, you know, it is still over limit, but it is way less over limit than it was before. So that's that. Now what's gonna be our next step? Decisions. Come on. They're still mad at me. You... Okay, we're about halfway through the integration of our vassals. We're almost done. It's gonna be fun getting you to, or you, like your 2 provinces over here. They're not bad. Dharper especially is a minor center of trade, so that is actually pretty good. — 75 relation and they are still disloyal. That's just nonsense. If we have an army here, we would have to raise an entirely new one yet again, so that they do not cross into our territory. I think I could actually do it a little bit differently this time. I can send 4 regiments over there. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, I guess so. You can go to Iskidar. And can... well, we don't have a legal heir. So we'd have to give our ruler military command or... oh, Roman submission. It appears that the Roma have shown true capacity for reason, as they have offered us their submission as somewhat autonomous vassal. This may provide us with sufficient peace at home to launch a new campaign abroad. Shall we accept the reasonable offer? No truce. Vassalage is an ideal arrangement, sure. So I wonder what they're gonna pay us. So they are now our tributary, right? They're paying us 3 gold per year. Okay. Because they are a tributary. Okay, we don't have enough rivals. Serbia, Venice. Let's go with Serbia. So that was actually unexpected. I thought that we would go to war, but we didn't. Okay, Bulgaria still doesn't have any allies. I think we can take these 2 territories from them. Either way. But with this we're not integrating them. That is a little bit iffy, but okay. So let's stop this, and the other ship is going to be ready in 50 days. Rebel factions might be rising against us. Let's recruit a general and have you guys invade. Because we need to expand. So let's take Anihala. Oh, we don't have a diplomat. Send. Okay, let me just remove here. The diplomat from the pool. Okay, let's not do neighboring countries anymore. And we can now declare war. Anihala. Okay, you go there, you go here. We can call enemies to war. Okay, we eliminated their army. Now, are we gonna loot heavily or are we gonna be nice? That is a question. General Farid became ruthless. Okay then. Okay, they get a... No, that's the bridge. Yeah, they get a transport ship. Okay, so we are fine. Now tell me, do we want to loot? No, we're gonna be after those provinces eventually, so let's not loot them. So when you're done in Izmit, we're gonna build yet another ship. Because we can do it. For 170 days. Okay. Let's build it here. Yeah, we continue converting and converting and converting, but it's taking a little bit more time than I expected. What was that noise? It seemed like a distinct noise that I should know, but I don't. So it's making me a little bit nervous. Okay. Burden of taxation. Send a missionary. And they send us the tribute. Okay. So we can now move northwards. So I just continue sieging. Let me just see what we can get from them. So I could get this and 100 gold. Okay, Bulgarian Tributary would already... Wow. Okay, so that would already create an issue. Plovdiv wouldn't, but that puts us immediately at the border of Hungary, and I don't want that. I want to keep a little bit of a buffer zone between us. And you're also going to protect trade in the zone of Constantinople. Aegean Sea. Okay, making a little bit of money here. Nothing major though. Just a little bit. How are we doing on the naval supplies with 2 ships? Okay, so we're paying 8, so we can get to definitely 5 ships. That's fine. 5 Doe Raiders make for a decent navy so far. Vidin is requesting military access. They are at war with Bulgaria. No. Growth of administration. As the state and its bureaucracy grow, there is an ever-growing need of people to oversee and administer various lands and functions. The nobility have traditionally been more associated with military service to the state, but have increasingly made it clear that they still expect to be first in line with governmental offices. The burghers, on the other hand, claim that the nobility considers such appointments as mere rewards and will use them only to enrich themselves. Instead, the burghers argue we should appoint men out of individual merit. The unexpected death of a trusted secretary has left a vacant position to be filled in the center of this conflict, with the burghers supporting one candidate and the nobility expecting us to pick another. While both candidates are talented men, this is to be a political decision. So get a noble counselor for 10 years, extra diplomatic relations, and we get a diplomatic over to diplomat. And aristocrats gain influence. That's not great. And we get a new disease, malaria outbreak in Awas. Okay, come on, siege. You can do it. You can do it. Did this actually fix our issue with... No, it didn't, but it soon will. And I realized what happened with the state loot. I think we're getting it all the time. We don't have to wait for the end of the war. It's distributed immediately, which is something I didn't realize before. So let's see when the place is full of Schumann. That is the capital of Bulgaria. Okay with them. Yep, we get it immediately. So that's great. So you guys can move north while we continue with the siege down here. And this allows us to build 2 more ships. The dream of the Navy is coming together. 49. Jesus. Okay, sieging Silistra. Come on, take this. With the capital in our hand, we don't have much of a choice but to concede. Yep, they would give us 100 gold, but they would give us these. Oh, we could even take Plovdiv. I'm so tempted to do that. But I don't want the border region to be with Hungary. So do you have anything else? The spot Plovdiv. Those are these 2. Silistra, Schumann. Silistra, Schumann, Plovdiv this. Well, yeah, they got 6 provinces, so it's 6 places that you can give me. And it's immediately creates a coalition. Bulgaria, Dobruja, and Vidin. Oh, that could actually work. We've been sieging this area for so long. That's crazy. Come on. 64. You have to do something, guys, to take the area, not just stand there. Knock on the doors at least. 78%. Jesus. Still haven't surrendered. Okay, okay, it's finally finished. So we're at 7% over here. That's good. What about that peace deal? Would that work? It would. Now they would give it to me, and they would even become our vassal, which we really don't want, but we could pillage their capital. Oh, that means we will get 100 gold. Okay, they're gonna give me additional 100 gold. Wait. No, okay. It will be just pillaged. Never mind then, that's not useful. But they must still trade power to me though. That I like. Okay. The Ghazi. News of our recent victories have spread among the nomads of Anatolia, drawing those who seek to share in the wealth of our forward march in the name of Islam. These holy warriors will fill our ranks of volunteers, allowing us to replenish our losses and continue the conquest. So we get extra manpower recovery. And you guys are done. So let me send you guys over there. And can send you guys over here. So we need to core these two new provinces, which is fine. That's a small price to pay. So we're expanding. You know, eventually we are expanding. Our navy is also expanding. There's also the war. We have did 213 in gold, and we now have 120 of that. So I think we're gonna sit on that gold for a little bit. We're building 3 more ships. We got 2. And I want to go overboard and start hemorrhaging naval materials, because that is a little bit unpleasant. But I think we're gonna end the episode here. We've done a little bit. We've gained 2 provinces. We continue to solve our own issues. Most notably the problem with money and disrespect, which will take some time. Okay, we're gonna pay 5 gold now. Okay, I'll take it. Okay, and year 1372 is starting. So we might consider a war against Eretnitz next, because we need to gain a little bit more in this area. Gigau, Yozgat, and Amaso would be great, I think. So burden of taxation, that's good. Yeah, they see us as a rival, so they won't be surprised. Erzincan, Ayyubids, and Artukids. I can count on you guys to join me. There'll be 39,000 in reserve against 21, which should be enough for a war of this kind. It's got a mass. Well, I'll have to think about it, because it looks like a tempting, juicy target, but could very well be an issue for us to push at them. You know, it can be a provocation. Anything we want to... No, we are way ahead of time. If anything, we need to start working on the bureaucracy ideas when we have the chance. Okay, anyway, thank you very much for joining me, and I'll see you in the next episode.